Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Tuesday intraday slash day trade analysis, where I just go over the markets, just looking for some setups on Tuesday. Um, you guys know how it is, just not swings necessarily, but might pull up with some swings. Who knows? Anyways, this is going to get started. So yesterday, I like what the DXY did. 9 o'clock yesterday, see Central Standard Time. We got this big bullish push to the upside. I love that. The market didn't close this gap on the 1 hour time frame, so I do need this gap to be closed. I do need this gap to be closed. So market opened up right here and it left this gap right here. I need that big gap to get closed right up, right? But if we go into the 15-minute time frame, we can see that it even made another gap last night when it like from like 5 to 7 basically. And so price closed it back up but then dropped, and now I've been looking for hold on, give me a second. Bro, really? Zoom recording. So what I am looking for in on the DXY right now, because I like I said, I like this bullish push that I made. This is something that usually Peyton looks for a lot. He looks for price to go and stop out people, go to the downside, stop people out like that. Then price bullish movement to the upside, and then from here to here. So I do like where prices came down to 61. It came down to the 61%. I wouldn't be against for it to come down a little lower, even to this 78.6, which is 90.509. And then yeah, that would have been solid. Anyways, so 61.8 got hit. I'm looking for buys, any buys right now. But like I said, I want that 78.6 to get hit so that I can get more of a sniper entry on my moves. But still, just like I said, just looking for buys at this point. And then if you see where price goes to the extension, the 38.2 extension, that's when it closes up that gap nicely. So this is what I'm going to be looking at for short term. Longer term, I need price to just break out of this little consolidation that it's been going through, which came down, up, down, or down, up, down a little bit more, up, then down. I need this to just break out to the upside before I look for some longer term moves. But short term wise, this is what I'm looking like for the DXY. So let me even go ahead and put it where I would, although necessarily you don't trade the DXY, but just putting it so that it could be in a visual form. So this is what I'm looking for, basically, for the DXY, right? Then go on to arbitrage real quick. Let's go on to the 15 minute. So the 15 minutes called for that sell. Like called for the sell a couple hours ago, as it rightfully as I wanted it to do. Then 1 hour still looking ugly from that gap. So I'm still looking for buys here, but like I said, I would want price at this point since arbitrage isn't giving any signals. It is at the 61.8, but I'd rather price go down to the 71%, and then I'll look for some buys on USD pairs. So let's go on over to Euro USD. Definitely watching this. All right, so Euro USD, same thing. Still need this gap right here to close. It didn't close all the way. I thought this wick had came a little lower, but it didn't. So still need this market to close up right here. All right, and so this has already hit the 71%. So if I was like really looking at this, then I would have already gotten into this to the sell, right? Because this is the same thing as the DXY, basically just in reverse. So because they just have that correlation. So the sell box even hit the 78.6 up here. which is very nice. It's very much what I like to see. That's what I was looking for yesterday. More of. I just didn't get in because I wasn't ready to get in. But this is what I'm looking for the USD. I mean for Euro USD right now. If I can get that push back up to the 78.6, absolutely. I'm hopping in here. If you want to get in right now, absolutely sure, that's fine. Only thing I don't want reason why I don't want to get in right now, because I kind of already missed my entry. But this is the reason why I didn't do my analysis yesterday. But like I said, if I'm waiting for the 78.6 to get hit, so let me actually set up that pending order. Give me a second. So Euro USD. Kind of pissed that I missed this, but not really at the same time because you gotta just be you just gotta be safe in these markets. But I'm totally getting in. I'm totally setting a sell limit on this just in case price wants to climb back up. I'll set that up later actually because let me just go ahead and get done with this. But yeah, if you want to enter right here, you're straight by all means. I'm setting up the sell limit up here. So if price doesn't get back up there, then unfortunately for me, I end up not getting into this trade. You can get in, but I just want to have that 11 pip stop loss. Because if I try to get in right now, instead of having 11 pip stop loss, I would have a 16 pip stop loss, which isn't bad actually, because I could maintain having just a 5 pip stop loss. So I'm probably actually gonna let me see. So going for 62 pips right now, and if I take it from here, that means I'll be looking for 53 pips. That's fine. I'm okay with giving up like 10 pips in order to actually trade this. So actually, is this even connected? Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm actually trying to get into this trade. Yeah, I'll worry about that later then because it doesn't want to play out. But like I said, right now, better opportunity than before. But I do want that 78.6 more than all these other positions. So that's for Euro USD. Let's go into arbitrage. Kind of the same thing as what I just said. It's not necessarily giving the sell signal. So that's the reason why more I would want the 78.6 rather than the 71 or the 61.8 entry. But like I said, that's just up to you. But that's this is not an arbitrage trade, but I like this trade regardless. Let me actually go into the 4 hour real quick on Euro USD. Yeah, showing some oversolds up there. I mean, overbots up here. I like that on the 4 hour. Look like it's double top action, still holding pretty well. Daily time frame doesn't know what it wants to do quite yet. So yeah, I'm looking for the sells. Like I said, it's gonna have a very not very tight, but a pretty tight stop loss, so that there's no surprises. All right, so that's for EU. I'm gonna go ahead and push on over to GU. 1 second, guys. Let me just set this up. There we go. Yeah, it's not ready. Okay, so GU, same thing. I like this pullback that is giving me right here. It's going to the 15-minute, puts things to a little bit more perspective. I did call for a sell, like right here. I said if you're gonna sell price right here, then you want your stop loss above these highs right here, above 1.34800, right? That's where you would want your stop loss to be at. But for this move right here, I like the retracement that I got. But I still need this to climb a little higher if I'm going to get in, right? So if I'm taking it from this high to this low, hit that 61.8 nicely, it's rejecting off of it, but I would want price to come up to that 70% just for me to be sure. Because regardless, this gap still needs to get closed. And like I said, Look at where these gaps are getting closed at. I mean, where the extension is going to when these gaps are closing. It's like perfection. So again, I just need price to, from here, it's looking like it's ready to drop, but I want price to come up to the 71%. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my buy limit there and getting that closed gap. I like, this is the type of closed gaps that I like to trade off of. When price has done a good amount of movement to show me, okay, here's an idea of where I'm trying to go to. So it's dropped, now it's retesting, come up to that 78.6, wick me in, and then drop. That's what I'm looking for right now. So, looks really nice. I still think that GBP USD is going to drop, although I am in a Euro GBP sell. I still think that this is going to drop. This is my personal opinion. And so let's see what happens. It still has some climbing to do for me. Risking 48 pips to get 180. That's a good risk to reward right there for me. And so let's see how things play out. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to actually have an alert set so that I know when I should get in. But I have my magic keys, which is going to just place me in once I set my alerts and my entries and all that stuff after this call. Right? So got that. Let me set an alert on it. GBUSD crossing trend line once per bar close. Sell entry. All right, so there's my sell entry for GU. Let's go into arbitrage, see what arbitrage has for us. So 15-minute time frame, absolutely disgusting. I'm just playing. But same thing. I was telling Payton yesterday, I need price to climb up to at least 61.8. But by the time that happens, this would have collapsed, which it did. 1 hour time frame. So I can even stretch this out even more to show that it hit the 61.8. Same thing. 1 hour just looks bad. 4 hour looks pretty bad. It's actually even calling for a buy, and it's rejecting off of that RSI line. So we got to be careful. But I still want that gap to get closed up. And daily just doesn't even look like it's going to call for a sell quite yet. So again, this isn't an arbitrage trade, but I do like the sell opportunity on GU. At least back down to the trend line, or at least back down to close up that gap. That's what I need the most, for that gap to get closed up, right? So that's what I'm looking for on GU. Okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and set this up as well. %. Okay. Oh snaps! I know why this isn't working, because I don't have the app open. That's funny. Let me pause this real quick. Hold on, guys. You got in not in GU just yet, but I set the limit order and I got into EU. So let's see how things play out. EU currently in very small profits. Let's go on ahead to AU. Have a limit order on there, so I'm just gonna say that I bought it. All right, AU, not my favorite. As you guys can see, I gave this out on Sunday, but I said I don't like it. I'm not gonna get into it because AU be tripping, and as you guys can see, it went to make a higher high, stopped out people, and then ended up dropping. So if anybody did get into this trade, even at the 78.6, they would have lost about 10 pips, which isn't terrible. It's not really terrible losing 10 pips unless you're like throwing the whole freaking kitchen sink at your trade. Then yes, absolutely, it is terrible, right? Still want this price to go down. Daily time frame, this is still what I'm looking for price to come back and retest this and then continue to the upside. 1 hour time frame though, what I need for this to do, for me to even consider getting into it, is for it to climb back up to the 71%. I'm not getting at the 61.8. I'm getting in only at the 71%. So see what that plays out to. Sell box. So yeah, I just want price to come back down here. Then I'll start looking for buys again. But for AUD pairs at this point in time, I don't care about trading them. I'm not gonna lie. It's been extremely bullish. It doesn't look like it's been trying to slow down, and so trying to sell it is definitely counter trend trading it. But this is still what I want to happen. I still want that 71% to get hit, and then for price to push back to the downside. So this is what it would be looking like. Again, AU isn't my favorite pair to trade, so this I'm probably not going to get into this trade. In all honesty, what am I doing? Just take it to the 38.2 extension. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on AU. But again, it's just garbage cheeks because it's been look on the weekly time frame. As I said on us on Sunday, it's just been bullish, 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 bullish. Hasn't been showing signs of slowing down. So it's just don't play yourself. Wait for that. Wait for the retracement if you're going to get into the sell. Don't try to get in right now. And if you do try to get in right now, then hey, it's all up to you. Your trading style, your thing. I'm just showing what I'm getting into and my setups, right? So looking over here, 1 hour time frame. Even this was skeptical for this sell, but it's all right. Don't really care for the 1 hour. I need that retracement regardless, so it's going to probably call for a buy on the 1 hour before it even goes for that sell. Who knows? 15 minutes call for the sell. I mean, for the buy is broken, retested. It's going to hit here for sure. But yeah, guys, like I said, for AU, be patient with it because it is not a pair to be trying to sell right now. There's nothing that's showing that it wants to sell really. So I'm just being patient on there. Okay, so that's for AU. Let's go on over to GA. Well, looks like we got our push up to the upside, like I had mentioned on Sunday, and I don't know if you guys do remember necessarily why I'm looking for that, but let's just pull up this so you can see. Oops, I think I actually have it drawn. Hold on. There we go. Yep, there we go. So I did this on Sunday for my analysis. Wanted price to push up, especially with this gap being right there. Wanted price to push up, get to that 71%. Y'all know how it goes. Either 78.6 or 71. That 61.8 as of right now has it been a decent entry for me. And so you could either have your stop loss, yeesh, that's a big stop loss. You could either have your stop loss right here at 122 pips or 178 pips. It's not about the pips though, it's about how much percentage you're looking to gain. So if you're risking the same 1% here as you're risking the same 1% as over there with EU, you should be fine. You should be straight. You shouldn't be worried about, oh, how much am I risking on this trade, yada yada. Just risk 1%. That's why I suggest magic keys to anybody who's really serious about this trading game to get magic keys to good investments. I'll talk more about that in a different video, but I definitely recommend it because it controls your risk management to a level that you'd never heard of. But yeah, this is what I'm looking for on GU. I mean on GA. I actually want, if I'm gonna get into this sell, to get this extension. Right, I want this extension right here. So this trade is a 1 to 4.53. You're risking 181 pips, but you're going for 822. But this is a swing trade. Because like I said, this was from this time ago. Now, price coming back up here to close this gap up. That's something that does concern me very much so. Now, I need that to happen. But again, I'm just waiting for that 78.6 move. So it's been planned, it's playing out. Gonna keep waiting for it. GA on the 1 hour. So it did, like I mentioned on Sunday, it did call for that buy. And it's the same thing right here, right? It did call for that buy, but I didn't want to get into it because of it opened up with a gap. And I'm saying, and I always, when something opens up with a gap to the upside, I'll wait for price to move up a little higher before I look for a drop, like a day or two. And so I'm waiting for my setup, 61.8. If it gets hit, I miss it. But if the 71% gets hit, I'm getting into the trade. All right. So let's go ahead and just set that up. I'll go ahead and set it on my MetaTrader 4 later. Let's go ahead and go on to Euro AUD. EA played my life as per usual. 1 hour time frame. I had posted it up yesterday. I wanted price to break out, retest, and continue to the upside. I didn't get no continuation. I didn't get the retracement. So fortunately, I didn't get into this buy. It's been caught a whole lot of overboughts while I did all this, but still did a digital dash. So from this buy right here, you would have been up. You would have gone up at least 60 pips. I even thought about buying right here, which I should have, but it is what it is. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. If you don't take the risk in the market, you're not going to get into anything. But anyways, Euro AUD, I still am having bearish sentiment on it. Just like with GA, I'm having bearish sentiment on it, which is why with AU, I'm not trying to trade it because I'm having bullish sentiment on it because it's still been absolutely bullish. But I want price to come into the 71% as per usual and then drop. So I'm not really looking to get into EA right now. Like the entry for the buy, it passed for me. So just gonna have to wait and see what happens, but I want that 71% fib to get hit for sure. Check out the 4 hour time frame real quick on arbitrage. Yeah, you see, I wanted to take this up right here. Didn't get that opportunity. It is what it is. But the 4 hours setting up for a buy, but not really looking at that right now. And just want this to happen and then a drop. And if arbitrage by then is still telling me to buy, then hey, I'll be like, this is a risky trade. Well, not risky, but on arbitrage terms, it is a risky trade. So that's for EA. I'm not really caring for what that looks like. I'll keep my eye on it. I'll keep my eye on it, but I'm not looking to trade it. EG. So last night, Euro GBP definitely came and hit my entry at this sell right here. Although I did want price to come back up to like 78.6 so I can get another entry up there for the swing. But so my price did come up to my entry and then it ended up dropping. How many pips? I'm currently at 40 pips again. So price ended up coming to my entry as I said. And so if you didn't get into there, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems. Not joking. But yeah, I still think this is going to drop a lot. But again, like I said, with GU and the other GBP pairs looking like they want to drop, then that's going to make probably EG fly, most likely, right? But I'm just going based off of what I'm seeing on the charts, and what I'm seeing on the charts right now, I need this to drop. 4 hour time frame, same thing, especially with it coming this high and not coming back here, just leaving a wick up there with all this liquidity up here. Yeah, I definitely like this to drop for sure. So, but again, as I mentioned, I still do want the 78.6 entry. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but hey, let's see if it does play out. So yeah, risking about the same amount of pips, 94 here, 121 here. Better risk reward to the right side, obviously. So still waiting on that to happen. But if EG ends up coming down to the 23.6 right here, I'm not looking for this anymore. That's just my personal opinion. So let's go over here. 4 hour time frame is just about ready to call for a sell. Okay, so I like seeing that. 1 hour time frame just caught for the exit on the 1 hour buy. So the gap, did it get closed even? Let me see, because I can't see it on arbitrage necessarily. Let me see if this gap got closed though. Close up. I mean, it barely missed because it needed to close. It needed to like hit 0.91527. So it missed by how many pips? By 4 pips. When gaps miss by that much, usually I don't trip over it, but the possibility of price still getting there exists. So just watch out for that. Don't try to FOMO into this and try to get into the trade early. There's no need to. Just wait on it. So that's for EG. EN, as I mentioned yesterday, took off without me, hit my 70% profit level from the 61.8. So, I mean, if you did get on this guy, I did mention if you want to get into the 61.8 trade, absolutely you can. Price almost even dropped to the 71%, but didn't get there. But yeah, this trade for me has already been missed. It would have been a Friday trade for me. I mean, a Sunday trade for me. Even the 1 hour called for the sell at 9 o'clock. Didn't retest, but it called for the sell. Went bullish. So looking at the 4 hour, don't really care for the sells. I mean, for the buys because at this upper danger zone. But I'm not playing this. I'm not playing on this. I'm not playing this trade right now. The 4 hour did call for the sell, and the daily set is looking up for a buy. So because I'm still kind of looking for this. I know this isn't on just a regular chart, but I'm still kind of looking for this on a daily time frame point of view for price to come back up here and then to drop. Oops. I'm still looking at this long term kind of for EN. Let me actually see what I have here. At the 38.2, 1.73980. Let's see if I have that here. 1.73. So 1.77160. That's what I have this going to. So that's just on a long-term point of view, though. I'm not really caring for EN. So right now, I'm just going to let it do its thing. I missed my opportunity, like I said, but it is what it is. I said it on Sunday. If I don't get the 78.6, it is what it is. All right, gold. Gold isn't playing games, man. Gold does not know what it wants to do. So obviously, from like how I did this like for the past how many weeks, gold has been rejecting off of this 70, not even 71%, coming close to that 71% fib. It's been rejecting off of it. But I need gold to still come down to like 1802. I'm still looking for it. As I had mentioned, I want this retracement to 61.8. I like how it still came up here. Let me actually do this. 1 hour closes off. 15-minute. So I said that I wanted price to come up to like at least 61.8 and then start dropping to come down here at the 38.2, right? 38.2 extension. I could delete these because I'm not worried about them anymore. But y'all know how I like the 71% more than the 61.8. Gives you a better risk to reward ratio. And so this is still what I'm looking for. And then I'll be looking for buys when price comes down to 1800 to 1802 levels. And so, yeah, that's what I'm still looking for on gold. Nothing's really changed. Came a little lower than what it previously was at. So I like that. Well, not lower. It just went pop. It just went bullish, but it's still holding at this previous high. So I needed to break it, come in, grab some liquidity up here, then drop. So I'm looking for on gold. I don't know why this was on blue. Let's look at arbitrage real quick. So that 4 hour is holding right at that RSI line. So this is something that you would want to be watching out for. If price does end up going bullish, like I said, I just need price to go up a little bit more bullish. So if it comes up to this upper danger zone, I would be love if price stays there and holds. Because if it holds, I'm like, taking that extra sell, let's take it down, So gonna be, again, still looking for this move. And where does it line up with the 61.8 perfectly right there? So if it holds there, I'm taking that sell. Other than that, though, 1 hour I called it, didn't get a retest, or else I would have gone into the buy, which I wanted that retest yesterday while I was scalping. Never got it, so I never got into any scalps. 15-minute setting up for a sell, but nothing's been called yet, so would rather wait on that. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm waiting for price to climb up to like 1853. I'll look for sells at 1858 more, and then I'll look for a drop. So that's for gold. S&P yesterday was mad love. So we got the sell right here at the 78.6. GU crossing trend line. So I am actually going to be getting into this trade for GU very shortly because it's hit my trend line. It's hit my entry right here. Although this trend line is mad crooked. It hasn't put me into the trade yet, but just know that GU is activated and I am in there. Like somewhere. Yeah, my thing hasn't gotten me. The spread hasn't put me into the trade yet, and if it doesn't, then oh well. Honestly, that's just how limit orders work. Sometimes your orders will get hit to the T, and sometimes they get missed by a hair. All right, so S&P is dropped, is retracement. Still kind of need this to come up to 3682 for me to want to get into it, personally speaking. So if you're looking for a re-entry, or if you're looking for your own entry on S&P, then again, I think that it should climb up a little bit more, and then you could put your stop loss either right here at the 90% and take 10 points, or take a 10-point stop loss, or up here take a 16-point stop loss. Your choice. I think GU really missed my wow. It really did. That's funny. But yeah, so S&P still need this to push a little bit higher before it continues dropping. But our sell from this, exquisite. From that 78.6, sniper entry, literally zero drawdown, and then just drop. And that was beautiful yesterday. But yeah, I'm looking for this. If you're looking for the re-entry, that is, for a price to come up, retest right here again one more time, and then drop some more. Or maybe not down here. I'm personally rather just taking prices back down to these equal lows. That's what I would do. But yeah, so that's for S&P. Kind of the same thing with Dow Jones. And I'm so glad I didn't get into this. I said I was not getting into this for a reason last week because S&P didn't do it. So I'm like, I'm not getting into this. And look, it wicked you out literally, then dropped. So that's why I didn't play Dow Jones. I played more of the S&P. But yeah, same thing basically for Dow Jones. I mean, it did come back up to these equal highs and did the same thing. So basically, come back into, here, let me just do this. Let me just do recent time. Come back into 61.8, 71%, then look for sells. But again, I'm not looking to trade the Dow Jones. I'm more into S&P right now. Well, I'm usually more into S&P than Dow Jones. So that's just that. 15-minute, it's called for that buy. Could have got into that retracement. So we got this sell. It's gonna probably hold up when it gets to the S&P mean line right here, and then continue dropping. That's what I would love to see. Daily time frame, nowhere near calling for a sell, as it shouldn't. So just be careful on S&P. Yeah. I'm just gonna stick to my trade. I'm probably not gonna be looking for a re-entry, but who knows? It just depends on how I'm feeling like. But yeah, this looks solid. Ripple, 48 cents. It's getting to my destination, boy. I like that. Broke through here. People were calling for buys on this. I'm like, y'all are crazy. Well, not crazy, but I still need that 35 cents or 36 cents retest. I need it personally. If it doesn't happen, oh well, but I need it. Bitcoin, I don't think, like I said, don't think it's going to hit 20K yet. I think it's going to come down and retest. I'm usually the guy that goes against what everybody wants, because think about this, guys. And I've been seeing a lot of news of these companies investing a lot of their money into Bitcoin. Why on earth are you going to go and buy Bitcoin when it's at all-time highs? I don't understand that concept. I'm not going to invest into something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Tesla. I don't care if it's Apple. I don't care if it's Amazon. I don't care if it's FedEx. I don't care about what company it is. I'm not going to invest into something if it's at all-time highs. Because look, you guys know there's been people who've been messaging me, asking me, oh, so should I be looking at buying Bitcoin? No. Look what happened last time when it came to all-time highs. It just crashed, and you would have been in such disarray. Like there's people that still have PTSD from this. There's some people that literally do not trade crypto because they still have PTSD from Bitcoin when it came up here back in 2017 in December 11th at that. December 11th just passed, and prices just been chilling right here. So again, why would you want to go and buy at all-time highs when you can just be patient? Be patient. If it makes all-time highs, you missed it. Oh well, it is what it is. There's more opportunities in the market, way more opportunities. I just showed you one. Ripple gives you better returns without having to wait for it to get to a dramatically high price. Whereas Bitcoin, like I said, I'm waiting for a price to get down to like 15,000. I'll margin trade it. I'm not even investing into Bitcoin, but I'm just saying, why would you want to go and buy this at all-time highs? That's like going to Ethereum. That's just like going to Ethereum and saying that, oh, I'm going to buy when price gets up here. When I'm like, why would you go and buy price up here at 1,300 when you can buy price right here at 585? Now, I'm not saying for you to go out and buy Ethereum because I still want this retest for continuation. But I'm just giving an example right there. Like, why would you go and buy Bitcoin when it's at all-time high? Doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why these companies are out here. That's why you can't follow the hype. Do not follow the hype. You just got to be able to stick to your guns. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Because I'm okay with being wrong. Because if I'm right, if I'm wrong, then guess what? My Ripple profile, my Ripple wallet is going to be looking nice. Because if Bitcoin goes up 20K, I'm sure Ripple's going to follow up with it and go to like 70, 80 cents. So I'll be good. I'll be making double of what I've already made, or quadruple what I've already made. Cause I got in like 13 cents. But yeah, so again, I just don't get it. I don't get why companies are out here investing into Bitcoin when it's this high, when dollar cost is very much more better down here. So that's for Bitcoin. GJ is still playing games over here, I've noticed. It's still at my swing sell entry right here. So I mean, I still want this to drop, and this looks way better than GU on it. Well, it doesn't look way better because GU and GJ are probably doing the exact same thing. Now I'm in the trade for GU. Look at 78.6 hit right here. I like this drop right here. I'm gonna, if you want, this is an extra trade for you. Just make sure you're risking wisely. So if you're taking it down to the equal lows, it's going to be 3.72. But I do like this trade going to close up this gap at the 61.8. Ooh, I like that. I love this because it's going to close up right here. That's a good risk to reward ratio in my book. So if you ain't in it, then do it. I'm taking this trade personally. So any questions, comments, concerns, any pairs anybody wants me to go over before I hop off? I do appreciate everyone who pops up on here, by the way, because y'all didn't have to spend your time with me. Y'all could have gone and looked at somebody else's stuff. No questions? All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let's make some money in these markets, and I hope that everybody has a good rest of the week. Remember, risk management is very much important. Please risk accordingly. Only risk about 1 to 2% per trade, 2% maximum of your account per trade, because we don't need you blowing your account, right? Have a good day, y'all.